Hey loves, Charlene here from Melanated Vegan. I am here to show you how to cook a traditional Trinidadian dish called Pelau. So this is our national dish. If you don't know how to cook this dish, are you really Trinidadian? Just kidding. Growing up in the kitchen, I used to watch my dad and my mom cook. I always loved being in the kitchen with my dad, and this was one of the first dishes I learned how to make. It's traditionally made with some sort of meat, either chicken or beef, but because we're vegan, we are going to veganize it. I've learned how to veganize almost every Trinidadian dish because I grew up eating the food and I missed the taste of the spices, the seasonings. So I learned how to actually veganize anything. So this is what we're gonna make, and I'm going to show you how to put that together. So for the ingredients, I have a half of a yellow onion that I chopped. I also have a medium-sized yellow and red bell pepper that I also chopped. That is going to be the base of our pelau. I also have about 2 cups of sliced cremini mushrooms. I have 2 cups of washed and chopped kale. I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of minced ginger, give it a little bit of a kick. And for the spices and seasoning, I have some dried basil. I also have some roasted red pepper and garlic seasoning. I also have some Cajun seasoning. I have some sea salt, and I have some black pepper. I'm also going to add some creamed coconut. This is the creamed coconut that I use. And we're also going to add some pigeon peas, and I'm going to use some brown rice. So I'm going to use about 2 cups of brown rice. I'm gonna add that. And for our broth, I'm going to use some vegetable broth today. To saute the veggies, I love this chili infused coconut oil. I've received this from that Island Feel, and this is a company out of Trinidad. This is one of my favorite finds so far. So this is what we're going to use to saute our veggies today.
So let's get started, guys. In here I have my chili infused coconut oil, and then I'm going to add the onions, the bell peppers, so your yellow and red peppers, and I'm sauteing that for about 2 minutes until they're a little bit soft. You don't want to overcook your veggies. After you have sauteed your veggies, so your peppers and your onions, you're going to add your cremini mushrooms to your pan, and you are going to saute those for about 2 minutes or so until they are partially cooked down. Here I'm adding my chopped and washed kale to the pot. That is going to cook down for another 2 minutes. I love kale, and this makes the perfect addition to our vegan pelau. Then you are going to add your teaspoon of minced garlic. You can add more to your liking if you would like. Then you are going to add all of your spices. I added all of my spices to the pot. You can also add more salt to taste, but I would add a little bit at a time because you don't want it to be too salty. You're also going to add your broth afterwards, so there's a little bit of salt content into that. Here I have my pigeon peas from the can that I have drained and washed. Then you're going to add your brown rice that is washed to the pot, and you're going to stir all of that in. Make sure that is combined well into all of the vegetables that you have in there. Make sure they are all coated in all of the spices and all of that goodness that you have going on in the pot so far. Now I'm going to add my vegetable broth. You can use vegetable or mushroom broth if you'd like. I'm going to add the whole container of the vegetable broth to make sure that it is covering all of your ingredients. So make sure it covers the top of your rice. And then we are going to bring that to a boil. Make sure you stir it in good to make sure that all of the rice is coated and so it won't stick together. Once it has come to a boil, you do not want to touch the rice. You do not want to stir it. You are going to cover it and let it steam. Turn it down to low. While that is cooking, we are going to make a side slaw. So I just have a bag of mixed coleslaw that I purchased. I'm going to add some of that to my bowl. I'm trying to get it out there. Then we are going to add about a teaspoon of vinegar to it. I like mine tangy. I love dill, so I have some dill relish. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of that dill relish. I love that tanginess that it gives. Then I have some vegan mayo. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of vegan mayo. Then to give it a little bit of sweetness to balance out, I'm going to add about 2 drizzles of some brown maple syrup. I'm also going to add some salt, so about 1/3 of a teaspoon of salt to taste, and we're going to mix that all together. Make sure all of those veggies are coated, and then we are going to set that aside and plate it with our Pelau. So this is what the Pelau should look like. Your rice should be cooked. So just make sure you taste a few of the grains. It should be a little bit wet. You don't want it to stick together. But look at that, guys.
So here you guys have it, our Trinidadian national dish called Pelau. I paired it with our slaw that we made earlier. And if anybody knows Melanated Vegan, they know how much I love mango. So this is a Trinidadian condiment called kutila. It is made with green mango, it is chopped, and then it is blended with herbs and spices and hot pepper. So this is like the perfect condiment to go along with our Pelau. So the trick is, guys, is you want to take some of that Pelau that we made earlier, take some of that kuchila, and take some of that slaw, a forkful of that.
Thanks for watching Melanated Vegan Veganized, this traditional Trinidadian dish. All of the ingredients you can purchase at your local grocery store. The kuchila you can purchase at any Caribbean grocery store. Bye guys.